Good morning. Today we're going to talk about transforming units. Okay, and simply what that means is we'll be giving a rate or a situation, and we're going to have to find the answer. And we're going to be using the same process that we were using yesterday, which was dimensional analysis. So if you liked dimensional analysis last night, hopefully this will go well for you. If you didn't, this will give you another shot to hopefully master it. So on page 337, let's take a look at number 2. It says bananas sell for 44 cents per pound. And we want to know how much, we want to know how much 7 pounds of bananas will cost. Now, some of you may look at this. Okay, well, wait, Mr. Z. So 44 cents per pound, that means 44 cents per 1 pound. If I want to know for 7 pounds, can't I just multiply it by 7? The answer is obviously yes. But let's just look at maybe another way, just in case you get to a problem where you don't know if you're supposed to multiply or divide. It's going to make it pretty straightforward. All right. So if we look at number 2, the initial rate, which we worked on yesterday, is 44 cents per pound. So we're going to write 44 cents per 1 pound. Okay. Now if you look at number 2, it says how much will the bananas cost. So we want to find, like, our final answer wants to be money. Okay, so in other words, we have to get rid of pounds, and to do that, if you remember, we're simply going to multiply it where the pounds is going to be up here. Okay, now we're not going to be doing any conversion now, so if we think about it, we're just going to make 7 pounds a fraction, so 7 over 1. So if you notice, the pounds cancel, and I'm just left with the money, and that's what we want here at the end. Alright, so if we multiply going straight across, and I'm okay if you're using a calculator for these, as long as you understand, how to multiply using decimals. 44 cents times 7 gives you $3.08, and that's going to be 1 times 1 is over 1, so really we don't need that last part, so it's just going to be $3.08 for 7 pounds. Okay, so let's take a look at number 3. Number 3 says Grizzly Park is a rectangular park with an area of 24 square miles. The park is 3 miles wide. What is the length in miles? So if you remember, to find the area of a rectangle, area equals length times width. What we're going to do is just fill in what we know on this. Okay, so it says it has an area of 24 square miles. And it says the park is 3 miles wide. And so what we don't know is we don't know the length. So we'll just leave that as L and saying times 3 is going to give us our area. Now some of you may recognize right away that 8 times 3 is 24, and that's good because that's the correct answer, but let's just make sure we figure out how to do that. So if we look at this right side over here, this is L times 3. If we want to get this L by itself right here, we are going to have to do the opposite of whatever's being done to it. So L times 3, we are going to do the opposite of multiplication, which is dividing. And so we're going to divide this side by 3, and whatever you do to one side, you have to do to the other. Alright, so these 3's cancel out. And so if you notice on the right side, you're just left with L. And then on the right side, we have 24 divided by 3. 24 divided by 3 is 8. And so that's how we would get our answer of 8 miles. Alright, so really there's 2 types of problems here in this lesson. So do me a favor, why don't you guys try numbers 4, 5, and 6 on that page, and then if you get finished with those and you're waiting for the rest of us, try number 7 as a challenge. So I'll put a star by that, so try number 7. And I'll go over these quickly when you're done, and we will see how you did on those. Alright, so on number 4, let's do that one first. It was 24 kilograms per 1 minute. And this rate could represent anything, but what we want to do is we want to multiply it by 15 minutes. So that's going to be 15 minutes over 1, because that's just a fraction of 15 over 1, and all we got to do is multiply going straight across. Alright, so 24 times 15 gives me 360. 1 times 1 is 1, and so my answer is going to be 360, but what we're going to have to pay attention to is what is the label. So if you notice, the minutes cancel out, and we're just left with kilograms, so it's 360 kilograms. On number 5, you had 216, we'll just do miles squared, divided, or centimeters, excuse me, divided by 8 centimeters. Again, you don't want to make this problem harder than it is. We just do 216 divided by 8. Excuse me, 216 divided by 8. Alright, and so when you divide this out, 8 goes into 21 twice. That gives you 16. Subtract that, you get 5, so you bring down your 6. How many times does 8 go into 56? Well, that's 7 times. So 8 times 7 is 56. Subtract those, you get 0. So your answer is 27. It would be 27 centimeters would be the final answer for number 5. Number 6, when you multiply that out, we have 17 liters per 1 hour, and they want to know, let's say this is a leak, if you will, so it's leaking at a rate of 17 liters per hour. They want to know how much you'll lose if it's been leaking for 9 hours. Remember, the labels cancel out, we're just left with liters, so our final answer is going to be liters. Multiply goes straight across. 17 times 9 gives us 153. That's over 1, so my final answer is 153 liters, because 153 divided by 1 is 153. For those of you who got to number 7, it says a rectangular rug, in Marcia's living room measures 12 feet by 108 inches. It says, what's the rug's area in square feet? Hopefully you didn't get tricked up on this one. 12 feet, okay, by 108 inches. They want to know the answer in feet squared, or squared feet. Okay, so that's going to be our final answer. So if we notice this is already in feet, we need to get this one to feet. If we're thinking about it, 108 inches, we're going to divide that by 12 to make that feet. So 108, if we do it over here, 108 divided by 12, 12 goes into 108 9 times, and it goes in evenly. So really, this is a 12 feet by 9 feet. Alright, and we actually really just did this problem. So if we're going to find the area, I'm going to do this on the second page. Area equals length times width. And it was 12 times 9 for our length and our width, and that's going to give us 108. So the answer would be 108 feet squared. Alright, go ahead and get started on your math space. Hopefully we continue to do our best on that, making sure we're not taking any shortcuts in our effort. Once you're finished, if you finish early, make sure you find something else to work on, productive and quiet. Thank you.